Friends, and today we discuss the another important topic in the international law, that is the criminal jurisdiction in the international law. Then, if any offenses happened in one state, whether it should be prosecuted within that state or it should be offender goes to other state, where there how it should be brought. So all those things have been enumerated in this doctrine. So there are different states have adapted different sort of practices. There is no universal practice is there with regard to this. So the first practice there, that is to be called as a state exercises its jurisdiction only within the territory. Beyond that, the state cannot exercise. State has no power. So that be called as the theory of territorial criminal jurisdiction. Because if you see our Indian Penal Code, there it is clearly written that Indian Penal Code is applicable within the territory of India. There may be some provision is there, extraterritorial jurisdiction, but that is in extraordinary conditions only that will be used. So you take any other law. So every law has states its limitation that it is applicable within the territory. So in criminal law also, in international sphere, so the theory, as per this theory, that law is having limitation up to that territory. Basically, the America, Britain, and some other states have adhering to this theory. The second theory says that the criminal jurisdiction is sometimes, some extraordinary times, goes beyond the territory, basing upon the national interest and public policies. So the state can say that it can go beyond the territory on certain specific grounds. So this kind of theory is practiced in France and Germany and some other European countries. And third practice, that is the state has criminal jurisdiction not only within the territory, but it has its criminal jurisdiction beyond the territory. Means its subjects commit any kind of offences beyond the territory, then that subjects can be tried off for that matter in the local courts. The Turkey and the Italy, they have practicing this sort of practice. Whether this practice is good or bad, whether it has causing any damage to the principles of international law or not, that has been resolved in a famous judgment called the SS Lotus case, is reported in Peace Permanent Court of International Justice, 1927, Series A, number 10. There, Permanent Court of International Justice has in detail studied or interpreted this theory. Whatever theory which Turkish government has followed is within the parlance of the international law or not. Because the matter is between the Turkey, one side, other side is a France. So there was a collision of a ship, and thereafter the ship has been sank, and it is resulted into the death of the Turkish nationals. The ship belongs to France. Then ship commander had been arrested, and he had been tried to be prosecuted in Turkey, because Turkish nationals have suffered because of this sinking of the ship. So the French government vehemently protested with the Turkish, stating that no, you have the no authority, your laws does not apply here, and you are overcoming, and you want to exercise the absolute power that is not there to Turkey. And the French government also argued that the Turkish act of prosecuting the French commander is against the principles of the Convention on Lausanne, the Article 15. There is one convention is there, 1923 convention, which provides that if there is a question of jurisdiction is concerned between the Turkey and the contracting parties, to decide it as per the principles of international law. So in this matter, without adhering to the principles of international law, Turkey has unilaterally decided to prosecute. That was a strong contended put forth by the French government, French side. But the other side, Italian side, they have stated that we have this practice. Our laws are not only applicable within the territory, but also it applicable to the outside of territory if our nationals have been got affected. Then the Permanent Court of International Justice has given a very, very voluminous judgment, a far-reaching judgment, and stated that the whatever action taken by the Turkish government is correct. It is under the purview of the international law. It is not crossed the limits of the international law, because it has a practice that if their nationals have been affected, then they have criminal jurisdiction goes beyond the territory. It is not a new one they introduced. It was there since long time there in Turkey. And so this is a very, very wonderful judgment. As and today also the judgment is being cited in number of cases at the international level. Thank you.